Wait, let's see, this way. Yay, let's see, welcome. Right, I'm just trying to organize this to get in the right place. Really? So, my volume. Right, so hoping I can be heard. And let's get on with filming this. So, yeah. What should I add next? Maybe I should start another canvas actually. Go back to this one I was doing before. So I'm just gonna keep painting on this. It's been really good getting my studio space set up like this so that I can actually do some painting. It's been exciting being able to do that. So actually I'm gonna put this color on the grass instead. I like that blue, but so I'm trying to get the impression that's usually when I would have picked the kids up, but they're home earlier. So I'm gonna try and get this to be a kind of a green. So I'm just playing here, it's not planned. What I tend to do is cover up a lot of the paint that I've done before, the backgrounds, so I'm trying not to do that too much, and that if I do, it's with colors that can peek through. And then also I'm looking at the contrast of this tail, and this is supposed to be vegetation, so I'm looking at the contrast of the tail and trying to keep areas kind of like moving. So if I say it's windy and it's windy that way, so I'm gonna go back up to there's a bit of green in here now, in the hair, or in the mane I should say. So adding the colors and trying not to cover up too much. And having different colors. So much fun. So I've been setting up my studio space to be a little bit more accessible. So I've got my podcast microphone in front of me, so hopefully that's recording my voice quite well. Then I've got my lights to the side. Just gonna put his little face in here to show that. Add some white, and it's gonna be a bit of a grayish, but I'll add some brown in there. Just playing around with the colors and seeing what happens. So up here I've noticed I've got I need to figure out where the ears are. So this is going just highlight that a bit more, add the blue or so into the sky. It's quite green, but I was thinking that these could still be like trees and fields. It doesn't have to be a sky every single time behind my characters, but I want to be able to see the horse quite well, so just trying to get that difference. So I'm going to go back in again and use some darker colors. I do this a lot just to get the contrast, because when I feel like, oh wait, it's a bit dull, I'll go back in and add darker colors, and then I'll go back out, and it's just like always shaping the face. And I'm trying to figure out which way is my horse facing. So I think the more layers I add onto this, then it's going to be even more detailed and have more texture and yumminess on it. So just going back and forth, adding color. So don't want to go right in there with color, so I'll just put some more of the brown here. If I want to push it back, I'll put a darker color in. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun just playing around, seeing what the colors can do, the inks and acrylics. I'm just using the tip of this. Sometimes I'll use the actual, so I don't know how much of that you can see there. I just, so some of the white on the tail. Then this is dried a little bit, so I'm going to come in with some more of the white here. And it's just very thinly on my tips of my brush. I could use a smaller brush to this, but I like the thickness for this. So, and then I can mix some other colors in there, so it kind of gives it a warmer, like with the browns. So the whites end up being kind of like supposed to be reflections. So it's just over and over again, just adding color. So many colors we can add, but it's so much fun. I love painting. Going live, I don't usually know what to talk about. I need to be honest about that. I just want to share the process and be discussing what I'm doing. And if you have any thoughts about anything, you can leave it for me in the comments, because I really hardly ever know what to talk about. But yeah, so I'm just mixing all sorts of different colors in this. I like to see like movement and putting different shades together. So my horses, I want the characters to be a lot more like they're speaking to us. So I really like right, I'm gonna see if I can add some more colors into the grass around. I like what's there now, and what I've come to understand is like immediately around the horse I shouldn't put darker colors because then you can't really see the horse as well as I'd like to. So I have been keeping away from the horse with dark colors and more or less using lighter colors if I go near the horse to make it kind of stand out. Under here, you know, because you would think it'd be shadows, so but yeah, there's a lot of textures on it that I like. I might go into the sky and see what I can do with that. I really like this brush, so I probably need a bigger one. I have a bigger one actually, an ink one. That's not here right now, but I would test that out, I think, to see what this was like. Actually, I'm gonna get it out. I think I know where it is. So I have this brush here, which is for ink, but I am going to use it on this because it's a similar fabric as this, and I just love the way it spreads the paint. So I'm going in here because I've not been using this brush, and it's time to start. So just squeeze it off as much as possible, and I'm going to come in and use some of my colors. You can see that it's already, some of the bristles are coming off, but I don't care. I'll peel that all off. Let's see what it looks like putting some color on. So it probably likes to be very wet. I'd say that's what, because it's like an ink one. So I might do something with that. Maybe the idea would be to do this first and then do the actual other details afterwards. So touch of water, and I've gotten rid of a lot of that texture that was there with the white. So yeah, that's interesting. There's a little bit of hair here now from that. So I think beforehand I would use this for like my ink. So I could probably show an example of that. If I just get one of my sketchbooks here. Use sketchbooks. So if I take this, move this away and have this here. So I'm going to show an example of that. Try like this. So this hasn't been prepped. This is just is a mixed media paper, and I'm just gonna put some colors down on it and move that around. I mixed a lot of different inks together to get this green. This is another green. So it's not coming out very well because you have to really get it at the bottom. And then I've got this, my little spritzer as well. I'm just going to spritz that. You can see some of that reaction, and then I'm going to use this. And I think this is just begging to have something like this to work on. I think I would try this out on my canvas as well. So that's probably what I would do with a new canvas. I would just work, and I love the pearlescent because it's like a pearl-like consistency. So I'm just playing around with this. Ooh, I like the way it's kind of giving me like a field or a grass or kind of atmosphere. So something like this, I'll possibly leave to dry like that, and then I can go on and create other areas in it. So you can paint, like you could basically put more water or less water, let that dry and come back and draw on this, and I might do that another day because I really like the way that that has responded. So, and then you can make like leaves like I'm doing now, and you can layer it probably with other inks. I think that's a really good way of using this brush, because it was for ink I got it, so I think I'll use it on maybe my bigger canvases or something. My water here is terrible. I've got to empty this out. But yeah, just a quick share of some random things I'm doing. And I've really been enjoying working on these horses recently. So you'll definitely be seeing more of these coming up because they're really cute characters. And I've done different horses before. Like, if I just get over here, I think it's in this one. Yeah, so I have like a whole different collection of horses that I drew here with like leftover acrylic from other paintings I was doing. So this one is, these are some little sketches I did, which I could have done here as an example as well, actually, I'm thinking. So that was like with like the paints I've got here, and then just making horses from that and just being free with the actual mane. So here's some more. Here I put some background, and then I've put the horse as well. So they're like abstracted horses. There's movement in them. So because of this, I've gone on to do quite a lot of horses. So this is when because I've always thought about doing horses and I've not done it. So this was when I started getting into it in my sketchbook and trying to be free in my sketchbook. So these were pages I used extra paints on because I wanted to not waste it like this one. Like this kind of paint, when I've painted and then I have paint left, I've just filled my pages and then gone in and drawn afterwards. This here I did a collage, so like this paper for example, I'll use up these paints on paper, cut them up later and do these kind of little collaged horses as well. So this is fun as well. And that's basically, these are the ones that inspired me to get into doing these horses. So this isn't collaged. There's another one over there that is collaged. And I'm trying to see it. They have different results basically. I think they have different results because you're kind of a little bit restricted. Once you put the collage on, you tend to follow only that shape and you can't necessarily change your horse that much, because when you're looking at it, you'll see all those differences. So, for example, this horse is facing this way and you would see that relief. But if I wanted to change the horse to look in a different direction, that relief is going to be very visible as well. So but if you just paint your horse like I did here, then you can adjust it and change the position of the horse. So these were other ones. I deliberately used this bright red, and then which I think was it an ink? No, I think it was an acrylic as well. And then I've used this horses I've cut out that had red on them, deliberately just playing around to see what that was like. Another one here, I've been using words as well in some of them with my stamping word stamps that I can use. So that's been fun as well, and I'd like to add that to some of my paintings as well, just that text element. Yeah, so that was the horses that I did. I like this one. I wanted to try black and white, and then the background, the fences is another element I've been adding to them as well. I've not done it in this one because I wanted us to just look at the horse, but I could see me adding like a fence in this front bit. I think that would be quite cute actually. So apart from the horse being on the canvas, then there's that restriction there as well of, of it being at a distance again because of the fence. So I might think about that. I might add that. Don't know. I really love the horse though. I've been loving them, all the different ones I've been doing. I'm going to show you some more of the other ones I've been doing as well. So as I said, I had this one that I had before, and then I took it off so that I could show you the process of painting the other one. But this one is a collaged one, so it's gonna be very specific that I have to leave it like this, because like I don't know if you can see the, if I brought it closer, if you can see the lines of the cut shape of the horse. So that's a different result than the other one where you just paint it on. And then I've got this other one I did as well, which I really like this one as well. I enjoyed doing this, and the mane going up like that, I love that as well. It's quite exciting. So I like the subtlety of this one. I don't really want to paint any more on it. I like the way it is. So unless I'm inspired to do something else dramatic on this guy, I'm going to leave him alone. And this very tiny one, which I keep thinking I want to highlight it a little bit more because I feel it's a little bit lost in the background. So I might do a little bit more tweaking to this one. But basically, I'll just put this down. Basically, it's just very cute. Very cute. So let's see. I'm going to basically try and do a little bit more to this one and see what I do. Let's see. What can I use? I'm going to be very gentle. I'm going to use my smaller brush. So just add in some more black there so I can go over this and take my time. Use a smaller brush. Start adding. Just mix this in a bit. Start adding some more details on this one. So some black maybe on his feet, a little bit here. I think I might just outline this little character actually. Put some more of this in here. So I think that's sometimes what I do is to just start making this character stick out a bit and then push back in. So sometimes you can be scared to do that because you think you're going to lose the horse, but I just have to follow my gut. So I'm going to just put some shadowy bits in here. So already it's a lot clearer than it was. And then just come back in with some of the colors that you like. And start sculpting it back into shape. There's a bit of blue there. So yeah, sculpting it back into shape. And not being afraid to change things. So now that I've outlined it, actually, I could go back to my bigger brush. It's not too big, it's just big enough. Let's see. And add some more color, go over. Gonna add some white. I think, yeah, I'm gonna add some like that. Just back and forth. So it's like I said, letting it dry in areas, because if it doesn't dry. So what I'm seeing here is I might have to make the environment a lot darker so that I can see this, my character here. So let's see what I can do with my green. So I do like this, but if I want to mimic like one of my other ones, let's see, I'm gonna just put some of this darker green around. So just keep working on it and not thinking too much. Gonna have to add some more colors here in my color selection. So always add in lighter colors. I think this has lost some of its shadows, so I'm gonna add some more and leave that alone to dry. Technically underneath the horse is supposed to be shadows, so, and I'm really trying to work out this area here because it's supposed to have shadows under his chin, and then it's like maybe this is too long, so I'm gonna cut some of that off there. This area is distracting me from the face. I really like to have the mane, but it's too distracting, so I'm gonna get rid of this bit here. So I'm gonna start adding some lighter colors in there, and I'll have to redraw that. So I'll probably have to wait till that's a bit drier. I'm gonna get rid of this ear. So when you're blending things in, it like ends up giving you more colors and things. So I'll go to the sky in a minute, but I just want to add a bit of the color into this tail, and then I'll move on. It's too wet. I need to really be drying my brushes off before I'm using it. So I'm gonna let that dry and go into the sky. I like the sky, so if I'm touching it, I need to be very, but it's very green, so it's all very wet. I really like it when my brush is not as wet. So if it gets wet, I'm just like, well, I'll just wipe stuff off. Kids, why not? And let it be drying off. So I like my paint actually quite dry, but it's very dramatic. I don't want it that dramatic. Sometimes if I don't want just the way the blue is, I'll mix other colors, and this is why it keeps going to the green, because I'm like, oh, I don't want it to be too blue. And then add in some of the white. And then I'm just skipping it over the top, and that will actually blend it, but then also not make it cover every color. Probably have to wait again, because it's like the layers, you can lighten areas or lightly adding white. And I'm moving my hands very, very fast because I want the color to blend and not to get dry. And right, I'm gonna put some of this color, so I'm gonna push it really far down, this color, and see what it looks like under the horse. Down, down, down. I want to have 2 legs for the horse. The tail, probably have to let it dry. Come back into the mane, so just keep on playing with it. And just do the tips, as I said, just like that. And like the brushes, it's really cool when artists talk about using your brushes and really learning what they can do. So, you know, using the tip and it's just coming out and doing the mane like that. This area is quite, I think I have to leave that alone because it looks like it's being very messy. It's not. Using my finger and playing about with it. So I can see my horse. It's just that side of being patient and waiting for the rest of it to dry, I think. So I mix some yellow in here and some of this dark and some white, and I'll start getting a different brown. So I have like some sienna, let's see, so raw sienna, no, red oxide I have been using. I think this is a raw sienna. Yep, raw sienna. And what else as well? Burnt umber. There were different colours I had on this palette, and just still adding them and getting different effects. Actually, I just remembered I'm going to use this to add some white dots on the back of the horse, which I really like doing. Let's see if I can get that. And then I'll call it a day. Just some, actually let's, so they're kind of deliberate dots, not as, and then you have some more white. So I think I'll leave this for now, and then maybe by the next time I come back it will be dry and we can start another layer. But yeah, just thought I would try and share some time doing this, and I'm going to get back to filming my classes that I do for Skillshare. I also have a website at beatriceajayi.com that you can have a look at and see some of the other works that I've been doing. But yeah, these guys will probably be made available on my website. And this is a really cute little canvas piece. And this little horse is very cute. So yeah, I've been enjoying painting these. And I think I will do a class on this on Skillshare. I think I've done something similar already, but I'm gonna do it again because and do it canvas pieces and really take my time to explain what I'm doing and going through it all, because this is a lot of fun. I mean, look how cute these are. How awesome. So I will see you the next time. I'm still trying to test out these live sessions, so I'm not sure when I'll be doing one next, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.